My name's Gabe Zollner. You ever wonder how long it'll be before what's going on in many parts of Europe will be going on right here in the United States? You know how Muslims tend not to become involved with the societies that they more or less move into? They don't simulate with the people. They stick together. They form their own united group. And guess what else they do? Well, they follow their own justice. Yeah, they don't deal with the laws of the lands that they move into. They maintain law under Sharia law. Yeah, that's what they do. And what they do is they form such tight units that the authorities in a lot of those countries and cities that they form these tight units in, they won't venture into those units. They're afraid to. Yeah, so what you end up with is these pockets throughout Europe that are like countries within countries, because they adhere to their own laws, they adhere to their own rules, and they don't follow the rules of the lands that they sort of occupy. Well, same thing is starting to happen here, but it's not that noticeable yet. But it wasn't that noticeable in Europe either 10 or 20 years ago. Take a look at England. I mean, that's a country we can sort of relate to. Once again, there are areas that the English people, the English bobbies, which is what they call their place, won't go into because they're afraid to. And I can see the exact same thing happening here in the United States. It takes a while before they get to the point where they're strong enough to keep outsiders outside, you know? But again, what's going on in Europe didn't just happen overnight. And you take a look at certain parts of the country where there's a very large population of Muslims. Minnesota is one of them. How do you think they got 2 members of Congress, 2 Muslim members of Congress into the Congress? Yeah. What happens is their populations expand, and then they tend to vote. All of them tend to vote, unlike the Americans that stay at home and eat popcorn and watch the football game. That's what happens. And slowly but surely, they take over the countries that they were guests of initially. That's how it all plays out. You ever wonder why Obama seems to favor the followers of Islam? Go and Google his Cairo speech. See what he says in his Cairo speech. He clearly explains why he understands how they think. Because he says, I am one of them. Google it for yourself. Don't listen to what I say. Anyway, I see the same thing happening here in the United States as in a large number of countries throughout Europe. Dearborn, Michigan is a prime example. And is, once again, so is certain pockets within Minnesota. They're everywhere, and they have no intentions of leaving. And to show you how patient they are, just look how long they've waited in Egypt before they could take control of Egypt again, which now they've lost for the moment. But they did have it under the president that's no longer the president, Mohammed Morsi, the one that Obama supported. Mubarak threw them out 30 years ago. Bashar al-Assad in Syria, his father threw them out 40 years ago. Yeah. They weren't welcome in Libya either, under Gaddafi. But they're there now, thanks to who? Well, thanks to Barack Hussein Obama. Yeah, he whacked the military in Libya and got rid of Gaddafi. And who took over? Well, the Brotherhood. Who's one of Obama's closest allies in Turkey? The Prime Minister. What did he want? The same thing Obama wants. Sharia law. But the Turkish people aren't ready for it. But he's patient. He'll wait. Just like Obama will wait. They're very patient people. They've proven it throughout the centuries. What do you think? I told you what I think.